Your love saw the results, but chose silence over truth. They looked in your eyes and hit a storm. You kissed betrayal, thinking it was devotion. Their silence is not mercy, it is manipulation. You felt the shift, but loved them harder. They carry something now more than just guilt. Last week changed everything. This week they're pretending. You've been loyal to someone who's hiding fire. What they touched now touches you. There's poison behind their pulse. They said they'd never hurt you, then swallowed the test result. You think they're protecting you. They're protecting themselves. They smiled while holding a secret with teeth. You loved someone who's no longer loving you clean. They cried, but not because they cared, because they were caught. You held them during their silence. They let you. Love didn't fail. They did. God whispered, "Step back." But your heart ran forward. Your soul saw the danger before your eyes did. They buried the truth under your trust. They tested positive, and you still haven't tested your boundaries. They're contagious with more than illness. They carry deceit. You deserve full truth, not partial devotion. Their silence is stained. They touched you with hands that shook from fear. You thought they were cold, but they were calculating. They're playing healed, but you're the one who'll bleed. You are sleeping next to a secret. They don't love you enough to warn you. Their sickness wasn't just physical, it's spiritual. They swore they'd never lie. Now they won't even speak. What they hide could cost you everything. You've been brave long enough. Now be wise. They tested positive, and they let you stay. You are not their second chance. You are your first escape. You believe their body, but their soul is what's sick. They should have told you. Instead, they touched you. You gave your heart. They gave you risk. This is not what love does. This is what fear does. You still have time, but not much. The angels wept when they watched you say yes again. They chose comfort over confession. You were the safest thing they ever had, and they endangered it. This isn't betrayal. It's abandonment in disguise. God is exposing what you refuse to see. You prayed for love. You got a test. Don't confuse shared laughter with shared truth. They tested positive, but you tested holy. The moment you let go, healing will rush in. They want to keep your body while risking your spirit. That kiss carried more than warmth. It carried warning. They felt the weight of truth and handed it to you in silence. You held them close. They held back the truth. They looked fine. That's how lies always look. Your intuition begged. Your love overrode it. They said it wasn't serious, but they knew. You sensed distance. It was denial. You are not the consequence bearer. They fear exposure more than your well-being. Don't confuse loyalty with self-harm. Their shame is not your cross. You keep staying hoping they'll change. They've already decided. Their silence is a scream with no echo. They made you a victim of their secret. You are not the one who failed. They are. When God removes peace, don't stay for potential. You are loving them past the line of reason. They are choosing deception every single day. You felt their fear, but ignored your own. They say it's nothing, but your spirit feels everything. They've wrapped guilt in affection. Love doesn't risk you, it reveals. Their smile is rehearsed. Your heart is real. You want to believe them more than you believe yourself. This is not your test. It's your escape. They look innocent. That's why danger feels safe. The test result came back. Their truth never did. You loved deeply. That's why this cut's so slow. You cannot be the cure for someone hiding symptoms. You forgave what they never even confessed. God has been whispering, walk away. They gave you something that can't be undone. They didn't warn you. That is the warning. You've mistaken proximity for purity. They tested positive, but your spirit is rejecting the lie. It's not too late to choose safety. They had a chance to protect you. They chose self. They left you in the line of fire. This isn't your burden. It's your breakthrough. Love doesn't hide a diagnosis. They failed to confess. You're not called to carry that. Their secret wants your silence. Don't give it. God didn't send you here to suffer quietly. You were a blessing. They were a test. This was never love, it was illusion. You don't need their apology to walk in wisdom. You were faithful. They were fatal. Your soul deserves truth, not tension. You still love them, but their hands carry silence, soaked in sickness. Something in them changed last week. God whispered. They touched death and didn't tell you. Your name still lives in their mouth, but so does the lie. They kissed you and hid the hospital bracelet. The one who vowed forever just tested positive for something that ends forever. Their pulse isn't the same. It now beats with hidden confession. Last week, their body broke. This week, they broke you. You are sleeping beside someone divine love now shields you from. They still wear your favorite scent to distract from what they're hiding. The test came back. The silence began. Love doesn't lie, but they do now with trembling hands. Heaven cried when they chose silence over your safety. You prayed for signs. This is one. Their eyes changed. They hold a secret now. Someone close to your heart is quietly harming it. The lie is sleeping next to you. The soul tie is not safe anymore. Even angels stepped back when they hid the truth. They smiled and said nothing while knowing everything. That illness isn't just physical, it's spiritual. You held their pain and they hid yours. Stop romanticizing someone who endangered you in silence. The truth is bleeding through their skin. What they touched last week now touches you. Their silence is the loudest betrayal. Someone's results changed your entire timeline. What they whispered to the doctor, they'll never whisper to you. They loved your body, then betrayed it. Your love did not deserve the secret. You were faithful. They were infected. This pain was preventable. They chose not to prevent it. Spirit says, don't let their sickness become yours. The one you trusted drank from a poisoned cup. They're acting distant, not to protect you, but their guilt. Their test was positive. Their love turned negative. What they gave you was wrapped in silence. Last week changed everything. You just don't know it yet. Their body is a battlefield. You were caught in crossfire. The night they cried in the bathroom, that was the night they knew. Spirit reveals, what they touched is contagious. You were the altar. They brought disease. Divine protection is why you're seeing this now. They had a choice. They chose to conceal. This isn't about shame, it's about safety. The one you kissed has become the reason angels weep. You prayed for a love that wouldn't lie. That prayer is being answered now. Their soul shifted. Their health did too. They tested positive. You're being tested spiritually. The moment they found out, they stopped making eye contact. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. Don't confuse their silence with protection, it's fear. Their mouth says love, but their blood says otherwise. You're not crazy. Something is deeply off. Love should never come with a hidden diagnosis. Something unclean sits where your heart once rested. You kissed the mouth of a liar and lived. Your love didn't fail. Their integrity did. That sickness is not just of the body. You were marked with love. They were marked with secrets. They chose fear. You must choose life. They tested positive for more than a virus. They tested positive for betrayal. You are not the one who failed. Divine wrath guards you now. Their results carry a prophecy you weren't meant to catch. This isn't to scare you, it's to free you. The mask they wore was emotional first, medical second. What they refused to say, God just revealed. Your body is a temple. Don't let them bring in unspoken ruin. This lie isn't yours to carry. The angels know. And now, so do you. Love shouldn't require you to risk your life. The one who held you became the one who hurt you. You didn't lose love. You escaped contamination. Last week they were diagnosed. This week they're pretending. There is still time to walk away. What they fear is not the illness, it's your reaction. Spirit begged them to confess. They didn't. The way they touch you changed. Trust that. You are being spared silently. Divine mercy is why you're still breathing truth today. You thought it was distance. It was hiding. They prayed for healing, but refused to tell you what broke. Their silence is not love. You are not being paranoid. You are being protected. That wasn't just a bad dream. It was a warning. They don't look sick, but the spirit sees beyond skin. What they didn't say is what matters most. They thought love could erase disease. You trusted them. Spirit trusts you with this truth. What they buried in shame, heaven unearthed. That feeling in your gut is divine intervention. Your peace is worth more than their silence. The lie was never about sickness, it was about control. They let fear gamble your future. You didn't lose them. They lost you the moment they hit it. This message isn't random. You were meant to see it. What they tested positive for, Spirit already healed you from. Do not ignore divine discomfort. They can't carry both you and that secret. Their truth was never yours to suffer in silence. Heaven is giving you a way out. This isn't punishment, it's preservation. Don't stay in a room God is pulling you from. You deserve honesty in every form. You almost loved them into your own destruction. They are no longer aligned with your healing. This moment is your rescue. Let Spirit cleanse what their silence poisoned. What you don't know can harm you. Love would have confessed. You were never meant to carry their burden. Don't share a soul tie with a secret. You are not losing them. You are reclaiming you. Their illness isn't what broke you. It was their dishonesty. The truth isn't cruel. The silence is. God saw you love purely. That counts for something. Be careful. Even love can become a battlefield. Their silence was a selfish spell. Break it. You are sacred. Secrets don't belong in sacred places. The next time you look at them, you'll see it. The veil just lifted. Now run. You trusted their body. They betrayed yours. Heaven intercepted this connection. It wasn't just a mistake. It was a choice. They know they're not clean, but they want you anyway. That hug last week cost you something. You didn't say goodbye to love. You escaped betrayal. What they carry in their blood is not your burden. You deserve transparency, not toxicity dressed as romance. Their sickness was a secret wrapped in your trust. The silence you felt was divine resistance. You were the light. They were carrying shadow. Spirit pulled you away before it was too late. Someone you prayed for is now a walking warning. Their results were red. Their regret will be too. Your soul shivered for a reason. They risked your future without a word. God isn't exposing them to break you, but to save you. Their guilt is heavier than your heartbreak. The person you miss is no longer the person you knew. Don't sleep next to what could kill your peace. This is the truth behind their sudden distance. Love is never meant to come with a lab result. They didn't just lie. They gambled with your breath. You didn't imagine the shift. They're hiding something vital. The angels tried to tell you in dreams. Love doesn't hurt, lies do. They failed the test. Not just medically, but spiritually. Their results were a crossroads. They chose deception. You asked God for truth. This is the answer. Don't ignore what your body is telling you. They should have chosen honesty. They chose you instead. You kissed truth goodbye the day they touched you. You were chosen. Their secret was not. That wasn't a mood swing, it was fear. Their soul knows yours would have stayed if they were honest. They contaminated the space love built. You survived someone who didn't care if you did. Their hug felt off. That was your sign. Someone is praying you don't find out. You didn't lose them. They hid from themselves. There's a reason you haven't felt safe lately. Their secret is now echoing through your body. God didn't give you love to die in it. They knew, and still kissed you. You gave your body to a secret. That ache in your back, guilt that isn't yours. Your angels intervened without your permission. They feared rejection more than your ruin. Their results were a revelation they buried. They smiled when they should have wept. The enemy wore their face this time. Spirit stopped time to place this in front of you. That one night, you felt something enter that wasn't love. You're not being dramatic. You're being delivered. They would rather risk your body than admit their truth. You are not paranoid. You are being awakened. Love doesn't demand you ignore your intuition. The kiss felt hollow, because it was. Their warmth now carries a cold truth. Someone covered their fear with affection. Spirit said, "Do not touch what hides from the light." You heard it in their silence. Your body is aching from their lie. They treated your heart like a hiding place. What you felt in their arms wasn't safety. Their shame created a silence too loud to ignore. They know they infected something sacred. You are the one Spirit warned them not to harm. The test didn't just expose them. It revealed your protection. Their body aches with guilt. You are one truth away from freedom. Love would have told you what the doctor already knows. Their desire for you was greater than their care for you. Spirit blocked the harm before it bloomed. They thought you would never find out. The angels gave you dreams. You brushed them off. Now you see. Their body was not ready for your love. Someone held you too long after their diagnosis. You didn't ignore the red flags. They were hidden. The sickness wasn't the worst part. The silence was. Love never asks you to guess. What they touched is still lingering in their skin. You looked into their eyes and saw the lie blinking. There's something living in their bloodstream they never named. They feared your love wouldn't survive the truth. You don't need closure. You need distance. They were never worthy of your innocence. The test they feared is the truth you're owed. This isn't drama. This is divine intervention. That coldness in your spine? Warning. You are not meant to carry this silence. What they buried is blooming in the spirit. Heaven sees what they hid. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more.